Yeah, so let's send love and light to that younger version of yourself. I think you had something when you were born too. Do you know how your birth was? You know what kind of
No.
birth was it?
Well, it was normal birth, but I've had another practitioner ask me that for craniosacral therapy. Asked the same question, and I don't know. I asked my mom. She said everything was normal, but
Well, let's just clear the moment of birth anyway.
Yeah.
And let's also clear before you were born, while you were inside your mother, because I think you had some moments inside your mom when you felt this same thing. Probably you picked it up from her. Often children and babies, even inside the mother, can feel the mother's emotions.
Yeah.
And let's also clear the moment you were conceived. And let's clear your ancestor lines, your mother's side of the family, all your ancestors on that side that ever felt overwhelmed with exploding heads and tight hearts and a feeling of falling and frustration. There's quite a few of them. And let's clear all your ancestors on your father's side too. So that includes your father. And let's clear any past lives you have where you have this same pattern. Okay, so how are you doing now?
Good.
So if you think about having a lot of things to do in your business, what do you notice now?
Well, there's always going to be a lot of things to do, so you just pick one.
Pick one and do it.
Yeah.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do energetically, if you think of all the tasks you have to do as being playing cards that are surrounding you, you can first of all move any cards that are behind you to be in front of you. So let's do that now. You've got a bunch of tasks this week you want to do or for next week, right?
Yeah.
So take any tasks that are behind you and move them, visualize moving them in front of you. And now visualize moving those cards so you spread them out. So they're not like crowding in on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then how does that feel?
I don't want to see them all. I'd rather just have one at the front of the pack.
So, well, let's do that. Let's rearrange them. Have one at the front of the pack. You can put them into a pack.
Yeah, and
have just one.
Yeah, I like my intuition to just pick the one that I need to do first. And then just do that one.
Sure.
Because then I'll always know that I'm doing the right
one. That's a great technique.
Yeah. Just sounds good to me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what would it take to know which task will bring me the most joy and profit this morning?
Yeah.
And see what comes to you.
Yeah.
Is one way to access that. Or you may be able to feel it directly yourself if you have strong intuition.
Well, I usually just say at the beginning of the day, what would make me just feel really happy today if I know I got that done? I don't remember to do it every day at all. But that's the question that works.
What would it take to remember to do it every day?
Yes. Set a reminder in my phone.
That sounded easy. What would it take to set a reminder in your phone?
Oh, I know how to do that. I've got a little thingy I can,
I know you know how to do it. What will it take to do it?
Oh, we'll just decide to do it.
Okay. Have you decided yet?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's come back to, your original issue, which is having clarity on what to do next and having lots of ideas and not sure what to do. How are you feeling about that now?
I'm feeling really good about about the event one. That's really cool. My only
Yeah, and you now know how we did that, right? You could do that
yeah.
again for anything you want to create in your business. You get clear about what you want to create, right?
Yeah.
We got clear on the date and the price, the number of people, whatever the characteristics of the thing is. You know, if it's a book, you know, who are you selling it to? How many are you going to sell? And
Yeah.
then you ask, what would it take to get there? And if you see what you get from your intuition, what inspired actions you get, and if you get any you're not sure how to do, you ask, what would it take on those? And you keep drilling
Yeah.
down with what would it take. And then if you notice anywhere you have resistance or your energy is low, you can do some clearing and get clear exactly what body sensations and emotions you're feeling related to that, and clear all the youngest age and all the other ages you've had the same life.
Yeah.
Because the on you for you.
Sorry?
You know, resistances
Yeah.
don't just pop in out of thin air. Usually we've been running. Resistance usually doesn't just appear out of thin air. Usually it's a similar thing we've done in our relationships or other businesses or health or whatever the thing is. And it's just popping up yet again.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to clear the root cause of it, and then it won't pop up again.
Yeah. Super.
So, and also we looked at, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you have lots of possibilities, you know how you can use your intuition to pick the one that's going to make you the happiest today. So it doesn't matter. You could have millions of ideas. So what? You just pick the one that's going to make you happiest and the most profit today.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, it's like we're a radio receiver receiving lots of ideas from the universe through our creativity and imagination. But you don't have to listen to a million channels on your radio all at once. You tune it in to one channel that's going to make you happy now.
Yeah.
So when you think about, you may have a lot of ideas. How are you feeling now about being clear about what to do next?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good because I have a method to follow.
Good. And then the other thing is you've been asking the question, what will make me happy today? Which task will make me happy today? Great question. I would consider including the profit as well. What will make me happy and make me money or make me profit?
Yeah.
Assuming that making money is important to you in your business. You know,
yes,
I know
it is.
some people that's not, you know, them. Yeah.
No, it is.
So you want to bring that into the question too. And then it's fine to say what will make me happy and profit today, but you may also want to say, well, what will it take to know which task to do that will bring me the most joy and profit this month or this quarter or this year? Because when you put in the time period, you may get a different answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you get to come back to change the metaphor to food. You know, what will make me happy in the next 5 minutes? What will make me happy and healthy in the next 5 minutes may give you a different answer from what will make me happy and healthy over the next month.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And certainly asking what will make me happy over the next day may produce eating different things than considering a longer period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the bit where, I definitely had some, money issues going on, because even for that, if I forget to include the profit, I think that's quite significant.
Very significant. If money is an important part of your life, then it's important to include it. So the other thing that occurred to me when you originally said this question about lack of clarity and having too many things to do is, do you have difficulty staying on a path? once you decide, yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to do
yes.
this event in January. Okay. So what would it take for you to make a decision and stick to it for a limited period of time? In this case, it's for a year. If you do this event in January 2018, that's a year away.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a plan and to implement, to execute this event successfully and joyfully, you're going to need to stick to that for that period of time.
Yeah. It would definitely take me seeing some kind of results that tell me that I'm on the right track, I think. So, so for example, when I start to create the video, the freebies, the quiz with the videos and all of that, once I see that, I'm happy with that, and that's, I can't explain it. Like all
Is there anything, could you create those videos this month and start seeing results now?
Oh, I have to do some research first, because also I have at the back of my mind well, anyway, yeah, I won't talk about that now, but could I do that this month?
Just some
Possibly.
videos, right?
Yeah, but no, I have to do, yeah, but it's not just the videos. The videos are linked to a quiz, and the quiz, depending on the answers people give, will take them to a certain video, because I want to help them identify what's standing in their way.
So you want to create 10 videos? I mean, I'm unclear how many you want to create and how long they are.
No, like just about like 4 or 5 different videos that are about.
Okay, so you want a landing page video, and you want 4 or 5 answer videos.
Yeah, for the quiz.
Basically it?
Yeah,
and are these like short videos, like a few minutes, or?
Yeah, they're short videos.
Or are they hour long?
No. They're short videos, but the biggest thing will be the quiz, because I want it to be, meaningful, obviously. So I'm going to have to look at what kind of quiz I'm going to create, and the different, like, how can I put it? Like, when people answer different things, that will give them a different video. If your answers say that you're this type of person, you're going to get video A. If you're this other type of person, you're going to get video B, that kind of thing. But I want to design, that's going to take the time, to do that right. And I have yeah.
Can you do that in 30 days? I mean.
Yeah, if I don't do anything else. Yeah.
Or could you do part of it? Could you create the initial video?
No, I need to create the quiz first, because the quiz, how can I put,
well, what would it take to have a successful quiz?
It would take me doing more research into the different kinds of people that I'll be helping. Because each one of
what would it take to know what kinds of people you want to help?
Yeah, good old internet, just starting to look up different, like, yeah.
I mean, that sounds like that could be done in a few days or a week.
Yeah, that bit, yeah, possibly, yeah. Sorry, I have at the back of my mind the fact that I'm going to be on Peter Shankman's podcast, and for that I need to create something. So it's almost like I know that I'm going to be doing all these things, but I've got this other thing that, well, I don't know how much time I have to create something, so that, when I'm on the podcast, I'm not just sending people to a landing page with, something.
Well, just like we went through back planning from the event and used what would it take.
Yeah.
You can do what would it take to have this quiz, and then you can drill down on all of the things that you want in place to have a successful and joyful quiz.
Yeah.
And you either are going to know how to do them already, or you're going to say, what would it take to know how to do this?
Yeah.
Or to know whatever the thing is.
Yeah. 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 It's yeah. Okay.
So I still want to come back to this issue that you could have clarity today. What will it take for you to stay on the path to create a successful event in a year's time? And you mentioned having results as you go along.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that comes to you that will help you?
My intuition said hiring the venue, then you have to fill it.
Make a commitment.
Yeah. Making a commitment of some kind.
Yeah. Hire the venue and you have to fill it. I mean, that's like what I did with my book. I publicly committed to a launch date, even though I didn't know how I was going to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a plan, but like I ran into all kinds of roadblocks along the way, which I got around with the help from a lot of people.
Yeah.
But by making that commitment to the venue and the date, you lock it in and you can stick to it easier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just remembered because I've already got a few people that want to come. So I think
you could tell them.
Yeah. I think they probably will want to come. So I can tell them. Yeah.
How about if you get them to give them a deal for a prepayment?
Yeah.
That would lock you in even more, right? If some people have paid you money for an event happening in the middle of January next year, you're going to do the event.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of get this image. Have you ever seen horses racing, Barbara?
Yeah. On TV.
You know when horses, they wear, blinders. You know how they wear things on the side of their head, so blinders, so they can't see stuff. They can only look straight ahead at the target.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's something for you that when you have a goal, what could you do that helps you just focus on that target and not get distracted by bright, shiny objects?
Well,
or to put it another way, let's rephrase that. What would it take for your business not to be distracted? It doesn't really matter if you get distracted or not. What's important is your business is focused on it. Many successful entrepreneurs have bright, shiny object syndrome, and they hire someone else who doesn't have that issue.
Yeah.
Who can just focus like a laser on whatever goal they've agreed to.
Yeah. I need somebody like that. Okay, so now I forgot the question. Oh, to keep my business on,
Well, what would it
ask? It would take
what would it take to get your business to stay focused on a goal?
Yeah, I think it would take me remembering or believing or whatever the word is at a really deep level that this is the thing that needs to happen. Because, for example, when I thought about doing a book, at the time the book seemed like a really good idea, but then it just didn't flow, and for various reasons. And I think for me, I make a distinction between when something doesn't flow and when you just have, challenges that you have to overcome. I mean, for me, there's a difference, and I feel a difference. So if something doesn't flow, then I don't do it.
Well, I think it's great when projects flow, but I think that's great to have flow. And if you're human, you have resistance and patterns in your life.
Yeah.
And the chances are you're going to run up against something where it stops flowing. So you need tools in your toolbox to be able to take out those resistances like we just did today.
Yeah.
As they come up, instead of getting out of that path. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if you were, suppose you had a goal to drive from Cambridge to John O'Groats in Scotland, which is 600 miles away or whatever the mileage is, but you don't actually know how to get there and what roads to take, and you don't have access to Google Maps or whatever. But you do have, you can ask what would it take to get there, and you can get guidance. You can start driving north, and you can ask people along the way. And if you run into a roadblock, you have tools to get yourself around it and remove it.
Yeah. Well, the thing,
and you don't have to know the exact path to take, right? If you're driving across country, you don't have to know the exact path. You just need to have headlights on the road that show you, light up the road for the next few hundred yards. And you
yeah,
have some signposts along the way that show you you're going in the right general direction.
yeah. I mean, for me, the thing
And
about,
you have to be committed to going there, right? If you say, oh, I'm going to John O'Groats, and then halfway there you say, oh, I want to go to Manchester, you're not going to make it to John O'Groats. And you probably won't make it to Manchester either, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, the thing that feels different for me about this particular event is that this is the thing that I've been seeing in my mind for years, like years, probably about 8 years or 10 years even. I've been seeing, something.
Yes.
I haven't been seeing the details, but I've been seeing, an event like this, my event, blah, 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 for like 10 years.
So can you drill down? You know how to do 5 whys, right? You've come across that method where you ask the why. Why do you want to do this event? And then you ask the why 5 more times. So tell me, why do you want to do this event?
Because it's like how to express the core of my being. It's just it's the kind of thing that I
Why
believe.
is that?
Why?
Why is expressing the core of your being important to you at this time?
Because I'm really tired of not fully living the life that I know that I'm meant to live and doing the things that I know that I'm meant to do.
Why are you tired of not living the life you're meant to live and doing the things you're supposed to do?
Because it doesn't bring me joy.
Okay. Well, we got down to joy in 3 whys. So, but you now have by asking the why you want to create a goal, you get a much stronger, purpose and reason. Right. And then when you run across roadblocks, you're like, well, I'm going to get past this roadblock and I'm going to keep on going because this is so important in my life.
Yeah.
And my business. Whereas if you don't have the why, it's so easy just to change direction. And then you go around in circles and don't end up anywhere.
Yeah. No, I have the why, but I also have the I don't know how to put it, the sensation, like the a very powerful experience from somebody else's event that I know that I can have in my event. Does that make sense?
Great.
So it's a very
visualize and imagine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, with all the senses. I mean, it's very, I never forgot it. It's one of those, life-defining moments, for want of a better phrase. So
I don't know if you've read the chapter in the book on visioning, but there's a lot of tools in there, some of which you may already know. Like some examples of tools in there are writing a letter from your future self. So you have Barbara from 2018 write a letter to the Barbara in 2017 saying, here's what you achieved and how you felt about it and all the things that came together to make it happen. And you write it all in the past tense because she's writing it to you and it's her past. And the thing about writing in the past tense is there's a great deal of certainty about saying something has already happened.
Yeah.
Other tools people use is creating a vision board.
Yeah.
You might, make an impromptu. I know you like singing, so you might make a song celebrating the event that's already happened.
Make a
whatever
song for the
comes
event.
to you. Or make a song for the event. Yes.
Yeah. Because I always imagine well, this is like so cheesy, but I always imagine that when the speaker comes out and there's the rock music going or whatever, and I always imagine not necessarily singing, but me coming out with that music and stuff, and
Yeah. So this will give you extra energy to stay on focus by doing that.
Yeah, and by remembering that magic moment from another, I'm gonna just write that down.
Yeah.
From another event.
Yeah,
because,
you can anchor that feeling.
Yep.
NLP, so you can make an anchor
Yep.
for that feeling and then recreate it every day. So you have that charged up, I've succeeded in having this event happen. And you have that every morning when you
Oh,
work on
yeah.
the event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like that.
What are you, when what are you protecting yourself from by being vague about stuff, or not, or changing direction, not being clear, making a stand for something?
Well, yeah, when you said, ooh, yeah, when you said that, I felt ugh, this thing here that was like, and I think it was probably my story there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are ways of sharing and, ways of sharing, there's stuff that I wouldn't share, but I think if I share aspects of my story in the right way, then I'm really hoping I can touch and help quite a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, there's some.
So do you want to go ahead and do that?
Oh, yes, I do. It's just finding the right way to do
So
it.
this
That's respectful.
this was some dramatic or traumatic thing that happened to you as a child, and it led you to not want to be clear about who you are and what you want. Is that what I understood?
Well, I think there's some past life stuff in there that I've been working on as well. That thing we
Mm-hmm.
talked about on the other day where I was probably killed or tortured or something for speaking my truth. But
Right. So
no,
that
it's,
would make you not want to be clear about your truth nowadays.
yeah. Well, I just don't want to be one of those people that, when like it's a really American thing, I guess. When like you meet somebody in America and like before you've even said like 3 words, they'll share some, thing from their life, some like really emotional thing, and you're just like, whoa, too much information. I hardly know you. That there's a way to do things that's serving people rather than serving my ego, rather than I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to explain it, but you know what I mean, right? Like I don't want it to
So do you
there it
feel
is,
able to do you
yeah.
feel able to share something now, or would you rather keep it
No,
that
I'm happy.
it's something that happened in a?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to share something now. I mean, it was, well, for this more several things, but one thing was, I can remember when I did my voice movement therapy training, I can remember thinking to myself, oh, I really wish I could help people who have been abused, but I've never been abused. And then when I did the hypnotherapy work, well, guess what, right? That's when I had the memory of what happened when I was 3. And then I was like, oh, that's why I have the strong desire to help those people. And then I think about
Mm,
people who've been suicidal. Well, I've got that. I was hospitalized for 2 weeks. That's how that as an adult,
mm,
that wasn't as a child, even though it started as a young child. Like I can remember,
mm-hmm,
picking up a revolver and looking at it at 8 years old and thinking, oh, I might use it. Well, I wouldn't use it, but just thinking about it, right? So there are
mm-hmm,
people who, for me, I know there are people who are incapacitated by depression, who are just prostrate in bed and can't get up and do anything. And I know what that's like. And I haven't been like that
mm-hmm,
for such a long time. I've been able to just completely eradicate it, even though I was told I had a chemical imbalance in my brain. So
mm-hmm.
that, like, for me, I want to help people with that. I don't want to be just about food and fun recipes and stuff, which is what I've been doing up till now. I've been kind of hiding.
Yeah. So this gives you great motivation to help other people who
Yeah.
experience similar trauma to you and depression.
Yeah.
Um, so, and does this also relate to you hiding your light and not wanting to be seen as standing for this in the world?
Um, Possibly. I don't know. I
Well,
don't.
what would it take for you to be really clear about what Barbara stands for
Oh,
and be publicly seen standing for it?
oh, I know what I know what I stand for. If I think about it, I'll just don't want to cry, but, Well, what I stand for is like protecting and helping children. I mean, anytime I read about ADHD medication that's given to kids, I just want to scream, because I think, you know, I have something you can try first. You know, there's other things you can do first. You don't have to. Yeah. To know what I'm about.
So if you think about being world famous for helping people overcome depression and ADHD without using pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah.
What comes up for you when you think of that?
That the only thing that came up was, oh, you have to be some kind of doctor or therapist or something like that, which I'm not.
What would it take for you to be famous for helping people without being a doctor or therapist?
It would take me sharing what I know about not just food, but the things I want to do at my event. So food and voice movement therapy and playback theater, 5 rhythms, you know, those things that are easily accessible to people and that don't require therapy. I mean, that's the thing, is I don't think talking therapy does very much at all. I like CBT is quite good, but you know, I've done all that stuff. Yeah, I did all that. And I think there's a more effective way to give people their own power, you know, to really empower them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, these are great for your motivation and your why. I think it's wonderful you've got passion on this. I still want to clear, you know, you being vague about who you are and what you want to do and changing your mind a lot.
Yeah, because that feels, now there's like, I feel like a cloud of vagueness. I don't know where it came from.
So let's imagine that cloud of vagueness in front of you. Just move it in front of you, and let's expand it out so it you know, you've kind of magnified it so you see more detail.
Yeah.
Like you zoom in on software, and then send light to it from above and below to break it up. Everywhere you have vagueness in your life, let's release that, relight it across all your realities. Send light into it. Even the vagueness you hide from yourself. So let's take any clouds of vagueness you've got hidden behind your back, move them around to the front, and zap them with light. And let's just shine light all around you so you can be conscious of every part of your reality. What do you notice in your body?
Well, my heart really sped up when we were talking about that stuff that I've never really, you know, all of a sudden everything got very deep, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah, so I was noticing that my heart way sped up. And then I noticed the thought that, I don't know, for some reason I heard this person saying, well, she's still a bit crazy. You know, when I was imagining,
Many geniuses are a bit crazy to regular people. What would it take to be okay with being seen as a bit crazy?
That's ironic, because I've never minded that at all. I've always prided myself on being a bit bonkers. Oh, it's about, oh, oh, this is really cool. Oh, wow. It's like, oh, wow. It's, yeah, I get, it's like, I want to, I won't say have to, I want to, give myself permission to be my own kind of, not therapist, but I don't have a better word, facilitator, I guess, but almost therapist, because it's like, oh yeah, I'll try to explain it. It's almost like a part of my mind thought that I had to do things in a slightly more conventional way, which is ridiculous because the last thing I want to be is conventional. But I realized that I needed to give myself full 100% or 300% permission to really be the kind of out there transformational artist that's me. That's yeah, so that I can really help people in my own crazy way, I guess, for want of, yeah.
So what would it take for you to be your true self and successful and joyful?
Well, giving myself permission to be that person, so which has already happened. I had just had that realization now with this, and I hadn't realized that before. That is so cool. It's like I didn't realize there was a part of me that was holding me back because it thought that that somehow it wasn't okay to do things in a really different way.
What would it take for it to be more than all right and successful and joyful to do things in a different way?
Oh, it's like the best way ever. I mean, that's there's nothing better than to do things like that. It would take it would take me having a level of professionalism in the whole thing, so that, because that makes it more powerful. Like,
what would it take for you to be professionally a bit crazy?
Oh, well, it's like oh yeah, it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like the marketing and the website and the presentation materials and stuff like that all need a very good professional standard, because the actual content is very like out there. So not out there, but different and unconventional. And for that to be taken seriously, yeah, there we go. By people who haven't yet experienced it, because hopefully once they experience it, then they'll be like, oh yeah, this is amazing. But before, everything else has to be, well done, and I don't want to say slick, but it's the only word I can think of. Just, yeah, well presented and polished. Thank you. Yeah. That's a good word. Yeah. So that it will be.
So it's like if you have one of those Russian dolls, that has one doll inside another, the outer doll that gets people hooked in needs to be polished and professional.
Yeah.
The inner dolls just need to keep them opening the dolls.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's, in a way, that's the easy bit, the outer doll, because there's all these wonderful tools we have, right, with technology and stuff. It just makes all that so much easier.
Mm-hmm. So now when you think about focusing on this goal in a year's time of having a successful event with 50 people paying you $9.97 each to attend, and all the steps you're going to do it, how do you feel about staying on track on that and just saying no to other stuff that comes up?
Oh, well, now I feel like I feel like it's so important that I don't have a choice.
Okay.
So in a good way.
You're in an important race and you're choosing to run the race and not go off cantering around the hot dog stand or whatever at the racetrack. Which is all very interesting and it might be fun, but it doesn't get you to win the race.
Yeah.
Or even complete the race. I mean, there aren't really other competitors in this journey you're taking. It's just you.
Yeah. Yep.
But you're not going to get there if you keep picking up bright, shiny objects along the way.
Well, at least this is this is really good, because it's like it's the way to get to the core of who I want to be in my business. Does that make sense? I mean, anything
Right.
else is not authentic. Yeah, it's like it's not.
Right.
It's going back to hiding, and there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way of going back, because that would
Yeah.
be not
Those
fulfilling.
those bright shiny objects are tickets to being hidden Barbara or vague Barbara.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's going to be, exciting options. I mean, for example,
But
yeah.
you can always write them down.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
will
there's a
write.
technique I've seen used in meetings when a meeting has an agenda and they want to get stuff done. They have a whiteboard called the parking lot, where when people come up with bright, shiny objects and great new ideas, they don't discuss them in the meeting. They just write them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
They've acknowledged that they found it.
Yeah.
They could come back to it another time, but they're not going to deal with it right now because they've got to focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you, when you see a really cool, bright, shiny object, can you just add it to a list of bright, shiny objects and say, I'm not going to pick you up now. I'm focused on this goal. It's really important to me because of these reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the shiniest objects, but it's been a shiny object for me for like 3 years, is the podcast. But the nice thing is that I can't think of a better way to get people to an event than to have a podcast. I mean, that's what got me into the Dynamite Circle community, was the podcast.
Right. And if you enjoy doing a podcast and you can make it profitable and it ties into it, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm convinced I'll love it, but I'm just, yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Wow. Oh my God. I didn't think we were going to go quite this deep.
Yeah.
You sneaky guy, you.
So I'm excited about your event.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited about your event. I'm looking forward to hearing more about it as it progresses during the year.
Yep. Yep.
And excited to hear how you managed to fend off bright, shiny objects that were coming at you in sneaky ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but this is good because it's because I mean, it's all like going like that.
Yeah, you're much more powerful now.
Yeah, because
and I know you were at the Create Your Year with Abundance webinar that we did, and you got a lot of energy from that. You might consider rewatching that, but have the goal you've got now in mind when you watch it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So you can use all the tools we used on that, but you use it on this and clear out any other things that are in the way of getting to this goal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I will do that. Yep. Oh my God, I'm gonna explode. I mean, in a good way.
Yay.
Wow.
Well, great. So do you have anything else you want to deal with now, or do you feel clear for now? Or?
I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, giving someone like a huge boulder and then saying, would you like another one? And would you like another? It is. I mean, a good boulder, not a bad boulder, but would you like and so, person's like this, right? With this like huge realization that's like this big thing. And then, would you like another boulder? No, I'm okay, thank you. I think I have, after this seismic shift, I think I have enough to be getting on with. And, thank you almost seems like, I don't know, inadequate somehow. So I will just hope that, no, I don't know how to finish that sentence. Something along the lines of, I just hope that this all comes back to you in myriad wonderful ways.
We're making a case study from it, and many other people have this issue about being vague and bright, shiny objects. So I think it will help a lot of people.
but I didn't know that the vague, I mean, I didn't know, I didn't know that the vagueness for me, I don't know if it's true for other people, and it will be interesting to know, I guess, but I didn't know that for me, the vagueness came from not 100% like acknowledging or, I don't know, letting out or something, the core of me, what I want to express in my business. Do you see what I mean? I don't know if that's the case for other people, but.
Well, I think that's a very common reason for being vague, that we don't want to be our powerful selves and shine our light, because when we were younger or in past lives or ancestor lines, you know, we were beaten up or killed for behaving that way. So, and let's face it, most schools don't like children who are powerful and know what they want to shine their light.
That's right. Yep.
You know, I mean, that phrase in Japan, that the nail that sticks up will be hammered down. We don't have that phrase in America and Britain, but that still happens.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Children are shamed for being too much of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, who do you think you are, Barbara? Well, I'm being Barbara, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's
so you know, it is a common thing.
Yeah. Well,
Great.
I just really hope that.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll help a lot of people. I appreciate you sharing everything here, and I wish you great, wonderful joy and luck and profits with your event.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Michael. I really, really hope it helps other people too, because it helped me absolutely massively. So, oh, thank you so much.
And you're welcome. And if people want to find this event, I imagine if they went to rockingrawchef.com, they probably would discover something, or at least discover you.
Discover me, yes. The event will be posted there in due course, but at the moment,
Right. And if people are interested in the book we've been talking about, Intuitive Leadership Mastery, you can find that at intuitiveleadershipmastery.com.
Which is a fabulous
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, Barbara. Okay, bye.
Bye.